What's going on, guys? As you can see, we are on our first ride of the season. I am back at our buddy Dieter's place to do a nice little first ride on his field. So if you guys might remember, we were here last year for our first ride on November 24th. So we beat it this year by 4 days. He's got just as much snow as we had last year, and we're not really digging up any mud or anything. So it's going to be perfect for the sleds. A beautiful Sunday afternoon. I gotta tell you guys though, this was a busy weekend. So as most of you know, I'm now living in New York. I'm a first year medical student. And so you can imagine my time is rather limited. So it's hard for me to find time to come home, but I've been successful thus far. It just so happened I had a fluke where these next 2 weeks, all my classes are can be taken online, so I can do them from anywhere. I came back Friday night, and Saturday morning we headed straight for Blue Water Trailers to pick up our 23-foot Legend Explorer snow trailer, and it is absolutely awesome. We're gonna have a full video coming out on the trailer, but I did want to just give you guys a sneak peek, so I'll throw some photos up here. But we actually absolutely love it. We're now trying to sell our old Roadmaster trailer, which hopefully we'll get rid of pretty soon. What else can I tell you? Well, there's a lot. So being in med school, very little time. I've been trying to do as much as I can, but this year the reality is you guys are going to see more of Mike than me. But that's just the reality of it. I'll try my best to do as much as I can. The only thing I know for sure right now is in December, me and Mike will be going to Cochrane December 16th to 23rd to volunteer with the Polar Bear Rider Snowmobile Club again, like we did last year. So that's Dieter's 22 XC 650 on the Matrix chassis. He got that last year. It's the same color package as his 850 that he has, his 850 VR1. But yeah, as I was saying, so we're going to Cochrane to volunteer for a week, and then we decided to change it up. So we're coming home for Christmas, and then on the 26th, there's tons of snow here. On the 26th of December, me, Mike, Costa, Rich, Jeff, and our good buddy Neil Owen are heading to Mont Valin. We're staying at Destination Mont Valin up there for till New Year's. So we'll get some good riding there, try something new. And then after that, on like the 3rd of January, I gotta go back to New York for my next semester of school. But after that, like I have some long weekends that I could come home to do some riding. The other thing I do have off, my spring break is pretty late. It's like April, I think it's like the second week of April, like April 5th to 14th or something like that, or maybe a little bit later. So wherever they have snow, that's where I'm gonna be going. I'm gonna try to do a nice saddlebag ride then. That'll probably be my only saddlebag ride of the season, because when we go to Mont Valin, we're staying at Destination Mont Valin and doing a bunch of day loops. They got lots of trails around the Saguenay, Lake Saint Jean area, so we're going to experience those trails. Dieter was saying before he wants me to try to do a first of the season donut like I did last year, so we'll try that out. Hopefully I don't fall over like I did last year, but the reality is that's probably what will happen. I woke up at 6 and left at 7 to go to Sledaddicz for a couple hours, and then Dieter gave me a call. He goes, "We got snow." I go, "Okay, on my way." There goes Dieter on my XRS, and now I'm trying the 650 Indy XC. Oh my god, it has tons of power. It's crazy. Honestly, at low end, I don't know if I really notice a difference. Top end for sure you will, but it's super peppy off the line. And I say this a lot about we said this about our 2019 Indy XC 850. and our 22. That Liberty 850 engine is super snappy, and the way that Polaris has these sleds set up is they hook and take off like immediately. Like every 850 Polaris we've had has beat all our Rotax 850 skidoos. This is a super snappy sled. Absolutely love that 7S display. I'm excited to see how to play around with the 10.25 inch new display on Mike's Gen 5 that he ordered. Unfortunately, it hasn't come in yet. No word on when it's going to be in. We're just hoping, crossing our fingers, that we have it before we head to Cochrane. Just an absolute blast. Again, it's a 2-hour drive for me to get here from Toronto, but to get out to scratch the itch, because I won't be able to really until I'm in Cochrane in a month from now. Have the time. Dieter gave me the call. That's all it took to get me out here. Doesn't take much. When you ask me to come sledding, unless I have a really darn good reason, I'm going to be there. This thing, honestly, I can't even tell the difference with an 850 off the line. I'm interested to race these two, or just to launch. Yeah. Let's get on flat ground. Let's try. What's the track on this sled?
137.
And it's a 1.25?
No. What is on that one? That's 1.5.
That's 1.5. So this will probably have an advantage over that in the deep snow. But we can still try it out and see what it's like. Look at all the snow collecting on the sled. Wow. Winter wonderland.
No, but I find this a little heavier than my 850.
Really?
Yeah.
Heavier?
Yeah, a little steering heavier, yeah.
Yeah, it's super. It reminds me, like, I don't know. There's something about the Polarises, like when you hit the gas and the squat back, skis lift up and they go. Yeah. It's completely different to how that handles. I like the color. I like red. I like red for Polaris. I like yellow for skidoo. I like the brand colors. Exactly. If you're gonna ride a Polaris, it's gotta be red. Let's go find out which is faster. I think this is gonna win, probably just because it has a 1.5 track on it. So I got that depth advantage on the paddle, but we'll see. 2 years in a row getting out last week of November in like a good amount of snow. Pretty lucky. This area seems to always get hit with snow. Dieter was telling me usually every year around end of November this area gets a big dumping of snow, and then it usually melts like a week or two later. So when he said to come over, I wasn't going to wait because it looks like it's going to be a couple degrees above zero during the week, so it will be gone pretty quickly, especially with the sun. If you guys can't tell, or if I sound a little bit different, that's because my voice is gone. Yesterday in the studio recording a bunch of videos, I was probably talking for like 7 hours. So I like to talk, but that really did a number to my voice. This weekend coming up, next weekend, which is American Thanksgiving, I'm actually going with Andrew and Mike to Mattawa to do some ATVing. So that will be really the last video we do that's not sledding related until the end of the sled season. But Team Vincent Motorsports was generous enough to give us a demo Can-Am Outlander, I believe. So we'll have that up in Mattawa. Try that out. I'm looking forward to it. But more importantly, I'm looking forward to getting to Cochrane, helping with trail prep, signage, hopefully some grooming as well. It's going to be a good time. Okay, racing the 650 Matrix versus the 850 Renegade XRS. 3, 2, 1, go! So there you guys have it. The 850 pulls away as you start getting up to higher speeds, which makes sense. But this 650 is really in line with that sled when we take off, versus like the 850 Matrix VR1 that we have against my 850 XRS skidoo. The Polaris 850 pulls away at low end and at high end. Just an absolute winter wonderland. So grateful for Dieter for inviting me for a second year in a row to do this. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on my my XRS. So my XRS 850, my 22, has about 13,000 K on it right now. That's what I put on last season. I didn't get a new sled this year just because it didn't really make sense because I'm in school. So I'm going to keep riding it for a little bit for sure. But I took it in to Team Vincent Motorsports to get a thorough pre-maintenance done. I wanted them to look over it with a fine-tooth comb, just because the few times I can come back from the States to do some riding, the last thing I want is to have any issues. And they looked at my sled, they looked through everything, gave me a super detailed report, and literally they're like, yeah, we can do a chain case oil if you want, we can change the chain case oil if you want, and that's it. Everything else was completely fine. My compression was at like 136 on both cylinders, so that's pretty good. Really all I needed was a chain case oil change. They also finally installed a working desk post, so the dealers are slowly getting them in now, so definitely get your name down so they hold one for you and they put you on the list. But yeah, my sled's good to go. It's crazy the reliability on that sled. These 850 Rotax machines are really blowing me away in terms of reliability. My 18 XRS was kind of a lemon. It was an oddball. I had lots of problems with it, as you guys know. I went through like almost 20 belts in like 11,000 kilometers before I got rid of it. What else happened? Yeah, I had lots of issues with the wiring harness on that sled. But my 2021, I can't really comment on the reliability because I only had it for about 5,000 K and it was flawless. But my 2022 is really impressive. It blew its first belt last year at about 9,200 K. And yeah, so it blew its first belt at 9,200 K. I replaced it. Granted, that was the Ultimax XS 821 belts. We switched those on right away. They're awesome. Blew at 9,200 K. What more can you ask for from like a belt that's under $200?
At the lower ends, right?
It's a little bit jumpy?
Yeah.
You mean throttle-wise?
Yeah, like through the bush and stuff it wants to.
That's weird, because it was jumpy last year. When I went to New Brunswick, I took my sled in for service to St. Ange before, and they looked at everything, and they're like, oh, you have a hairline crack in your primary spring. So I'm like, okay, can we replace that? And they go, we don't have one, but we can pull one off the free ride for you to use for the New Brunswick trip. We'll be a little bit more jerky, but I'm like, perfect, as long as I can ride it. So they put that in. And when I came back, it was like super jerky. Like you hit the gas. And when we came back, though, I took it back there and they swapped it out for a regular one, like meant for this sled.
Yeah, through the bush there, it just...
Really? I didn't notice it. Yeah. It might just be different throttle response. You might be used to the 650.
Yeah, it's smooth, eh?
Yeah, it's super smooth. It just pulls and pulls and pulls.
Yeah, for 650? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Look at that amount of snow, yeah? That's over a foot or a foot around.
650 now.
I want to get a 650 now? I have no money. I'm in debt. Now I'm a student.
Probably 7 more years in it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I have negative money.
Really?
Yeah.
How's New York? Good?
What?
You like New York?
I like it, yeah. I like the school. It's a lot of good people, good energy. Certain things I realize, I'm trying to get rid of some of the Canadian words I use because it's a tip-off right away. Like, they say sorry, and we say sorry. Yeah. And whenever I say sorry, everyone in the class is like, oh my God, I didn't know you were Canadian. Like, it's right away. They notice it right away. No, it's funny. There's no snow in New York where I am. Like, I'm not in upstate New York. I'm like 20 minutes or 40 minutes north of Manhattan. So I'm pretty far. Yeah. 7.5. It's a Cochrane drive. Literally from Toronto to where I am is equidistant, 7.5 hours to going to Cochrane, just the opposite direction.
What are we? We're 23 stickers, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna put my 23 on.
I was looking going, how did you get that color?
That'd be awesome. That's a way better color.
That'd be perfect.
Well, the Arctic guys must love the lime green color for this year. I do want to find an area to do donuts first before we go in. That's it. Let's see if I'm rusty. I probably am. I still got it. Look at the damage I just did. What do I owe you for this?
Oh my god.
Sweet. That sled, the red and the white, just pops so nicely in the snow.
Looks good, eh?
Yeah, it really does look good.
And they look good when you're matched, eh?
Yeah.
It's a little tacky, but it's okay.
Oh, of course. It's just then you have to know how to tell the difference between them.
Black tunnel, red tunnel.
So we had two 2700 XC Deluxes, Polaris. It was like the 45th anniversary. They were identical. The only way we noticed the difference was on the speedometer. One of them had a Tasmanian Devil, and the other one had a Tweety Bird. That was the only way we knew it. So Tasmanian Devil was my dad, Tweety Bird was my mom. And then my mom started riding, and Tweety Bird became me. But that was literally, we could not tell the sled until I looked at the sticker. Really? They were identical. Obviously, if I looked at the kilometers, one had a little more than the other, but they were the same sled.
That's wild, though.
And then one became the one with working reverse and the one without working reverse. My sled looks pretty from that angle. Yeah, so they're definitely wearing, but like to have anything left after 13,000 kilometers,
pretty cool, huh?
It's pretty cool how long it's lasted. Like 13,000 kilometers of riding to me is just mind-blowing. I would have gone through 2 pairs of carbides, like most ordinary carbides. Okay, time to flip her over. Okay, well, as you guys can see, it's snowing again now. Got a little bit of cloudy and some sunny when I arrived, and now back to snow. But that's it. That is my first ride of the season. Awesome to get out, and I'm looking forward to getting to Cochrane and help to establish some trails and do some riding. It's going to be another great season, and stay tuned. We got lots of videos coming. Basically, at minimum, we're going to have a video every Monday and Thursday from now until at least January, and then after that, depending, might be more a week, might be less a week. All depends on availability. Now that it's mostly Mike going to be doing a lot of the videos during the season because I'm not here, it's hard for only one person to do all of that, so we'll see what happens, but we're not going anywhere. We're still going to be doing content for you guys, and definitely let us know what you'd like to see. Now that we're working with Team Vincent, we can try out some cool sleds this year and do a lot of testing. We're going to be doing a lot of deep testing on the Mission helmet versus the Oxygen, both carbon versions, just to see which one we like better. We'll let you know. As soon as we get Mike's Gen 5 XRS, we'll have lots of videos coming out on that. We'll do some testing with it in Cochrane, and we'll get some content on all its new features. I'll do a big walkthrough on the gauge and lots more. I don't want to spoil the surprise. Just pulling back into the compound now. Awesome first 29 kilometers of riding around the fields, so great to get out, and we will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked that video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the Sledaddicz YouTube channel, where we release content on everything snowmobiling. Also, hit that bell icon so you can be updated every time we release new videos.